I'm Jonathan Barrick. I'm the director of the Stanford Women's Cancer Center. We're excited to tell you today about the advances in science supported by Under One Umbrella. Advances in the screening, detection, diagnosis, and treatment of women's cancers. Through your generosity, we've recruited some of the greatest scientists from the country who are conducting groundbreaking research. Some of the areas we've advanced are in genetics, molecular biology, immunology, basic new drugs, and immunotherapy.
My research is focused on identifying and developing new therapies for the treatment of advanced ovarian cancer. So we are very honored and privileged to have the support of Under One Umbrella. These resources and funding opportunities allow us to not only discover the new proteins that are critical in driving tumor metastasis in ovarian cancer, but also allow us to take this further to then develop therapeutic agents to target these proteins and then translate these therapies into clinical trials for ovarian cancer.
On a clinical level, we are starting a number of studies that will look at how immune therapy can change the outcome for ovarian cancer patients. We are particularly excited about a trial that we're going to soon open, which will take the patient's white blood cells, they're also called T cells, genetically modify those, and then reinfuse them into the patients. These genetically modified white blood cells will then travel to the tumor site and have an effect on the tumor and hopefully kill them.
We've been developing technologies that help monitor ovarian cancer in high-risk women so that they can be caught early. How do we do this? Well, one example is a technology known as photoacoustic imaging. In photoacoustics, we have to bring light into the body, so we have to use very high-energy lasers. Those lasers then are pulsed to deliver light. We're able to listen in on events going on in cancer cells before they become a large mass within the ovaries and fallopian tubes.
We're also trying to delineate why patients develop resistance to therapies, both on the chemotherapeutic front as well as molecularly targeted agents. And what this means is that we really need to understand how tumor cells change over time in response to therapy. We believe that this will provide us a new approach to target resistance before it takes place. As a result of the discoveries we've made, we really feel that this will eventually impact patient care in that we'll be able to assign more specifically targeted therapeutics for individual patients. We'll be able to tailor the patient therapies with what we already know about the composition of their tumors. And ultimately, we believe that this will really transform how we treat patients by giving them patient-tailored strategies.
The generous support that we've received has allowed me to collaborate with Dr. Robert Hale from the Cancer Group, doing some great cutting-edge diet work with all the different kinds of nutrients, phytochemicals that could be effective in cancer prevention and cancer treatment. One of the issues is behavior adherence to these kinds of diets, and we're doing some cutting-edge work in that area as well.
We are applying a new paradigm-shifting technology to study tumors at the single-cell level.
Single-cell droplets pass into an inductively coupled plasma at the temperature of the sun. So all the cells just melt, but what doesn't melt are the metal tags that you have pre-treated the sample with. And those measurements will inform us about the biology of those single cells.
We will use the information generated by this technology platform to understand which patients will benefit the most from specific therapies.
We have a huge focus now in immunotherapies using antibody approaches and various ways to augment tumor immunity against breast cancers. And finally, we're understanding better the biology of breast cancers, in particular, their capacity for self-renewal. Indeed, breast cancers, at some level, are like stem cells that can continuously propagate. If we can understand those mechanisms, we can interrupt them with newer therapeutics, resulting in better outcomes.
The Stanford Women's Cancer Center is frankly one of the jewels in our crown. It enables us to bring this research directly to patients. We have a number of individuals within the Cancer Institute who have great ideas, basic scientists who really want to connect with our clinical programs. So we ask them for their ideas, we vet those ideas, and we try and fund the very best ideas.
We've been able to show that women who gather in support groups for cancer have better quality of life, wind up less anxious and depressed, have less pain, and actually live longer than women who aren't offered this additional treatment.
It is an incredibly exciting time for genetics. It's just been this explosion of exciting new technology being available to patients, really to be able to make good on our belief that one size does not fit all, and in fact to be able to tailor our therapies appropriately to women's personal risks. And so I think we're beginning to do that with these very exciting medications, the PARP inhibitors, which seem to be very active in women who have a genetic mutation that caused their breast or ovarian cancer. So that's just one example. I personally have been very interested in targeted screening and prevention. So I think there have been moves toward trying to bring medication that can prevent cancer into the clinic. I think there are also exciting efforts in targeting our screening, our early detection strategies. So for example, which women benefit from magnetic resonance imaging to screen their breasts.
We've been very interested recently in learning why women get breast and ovarian cancer. Researchers here at Stanford have looked at this specifically by looking at a panel of genetic tests that have just become available in recent years and have shown importantly that we can increase by roughly 50% the number of inherited disorders that we can find through early testing. This will play an important role in the future in terms of our management of these patients and of their family members.
So I want to express my appreciation to the Stanford Women's Cancer Center and to the people involved in Under One Umbrella.
Without your support,
The discoveries we've made and the translational impact wouldn't be possible.
It has made a huge difference. We couldn't have done it without you.
So thanks to Under One Umbrella for your extraordinary generosity. We're grateful for your support. Because of that support, we've been able to make great progress, great strides towards the diagnosis and treatment of women's cancers.